Hi everyone, this is Haydarker. I'm reviewing the SIMPZIA 25-piece leather sewing kit. Now, it comes in a box like this, which is actually pretty cool. So what I want to point out is you have all the tools you could possibly need. So what I want to do is just go through it one by one. So there will be a lot of pauses because I'm going to be putting down the phone and then we're going to be picking it up again. But I'll try to cover everything, as many things as possible. So first things first, we can actually start with these little guys here. So we have 3 different strings, so which is pretty cool and pretty standard ones. But it looks, the color wise, it looks like you would actually you would be able to use it for anything. So let's put these aside. We have a trimmer, which is actually the roller cutter. I guess that's one way to look at it. It's actually pretty cool. So that's one way to cut the leather. And when you're done, you plug it back, push it back into its place, and screw it back into its place, and you're good to go. Now, you have the adjustable stitching groove. What this is you can adjust where you want your groove to be. Now, this is, if you were to pretend this is the end of the leather piece, what you do, you adjust it in a way and you use it to set your groove, so so that it's easier to either to trim it out, or if you wanted to bend the leather. Now, let's push that one to the side. And you have this groover. So actually, I'd say more like a stitching hole maker. So what this actually does, you run this through the leather, and by looking at this here, there are some holes, of course. So you would actually run your stitches excuse me excuse me, you would run your stitches through these holes, and this is based on if you want this one or if you wanted a bigger one that comes in the set. And while we're at it, why don't we talk about the needles that they have in the box. Excuse me. So you have almost everything you could possibly need with, I shouldn't probably say it that way, it seems like you have everything you need for any type of leather repairs. So, and you might want to get another set just in case you lose this one, or I'm talking about the needles part. If you lose this and you might need something else for some other reasons. So it has everything you need for, so which is good. And this is where I'm going to be pausing for a second. Okay, I'm sorry for the delay. I'm back. So, and on top of it, so what you also get is a screw punch. So if you wanted to punch holes for as you can see, if you wanted to punch holes for the on the leather, and you can actually do so with this tool. It actually does have pretty different types of needles, or the pointers, so which is pretty cool. Now, this one is a wide mouth edge beveler. So what actually does for the edges, you can actually use this one to trim out the ends, trim out the edges. And this is the awl, or wooden awl, I guess, or wood handle awl. So it comes it comes in the system so that it's easier for you to just put a hole through the letter. Let's put that back here. And this one is the if you were to this is the another edge beveler. If you actually look at it from here, you can kind of see, and this is actually the smaller version of the one that previously showed. So it just depends on how you really want to use it. You know, what is your need. Now let's go, and this is the edge creaser. So as you can see, it comes with everything you definitely need. So if you were to, and it's adjustable as well, so which is pretty cool. What this one actually does, you actually take this and you make a creasing line on from whatever size you want on the leather. So, and that would actually give you a straight line on the leather. Now this one is a small knife. So this is a Japanese style knife. So what this actually does, this piece is the sharp piece. What you actually do, if you were to tear the leather, you're never going to succeed. However, if you were to use this while you're pulling from one direction and try to make the leather give a leather a contour, you can do so with this one. On top of it, it also comes with an X-Acto knife, which actually is pretty cool, and it also comes with additional heads, which X-Acto knives tend to go a lot faster than any other knives that I know. So, which is cool. You actually get these two as well. So. The other thing I wanted to point out is it's this piece here. What this actually does, it's you know, if you actually look at this, is a knife here. So what you do, you pull that, you pull this piece here, and it's called a skiving tool or skiving tool, whoever is actually translating. You pull this through the leather, and you're actually taking a like small slice, or yeah, I think, or fillet of the leather. So which is pretty cool. So it actually works out really well. Now this is what we call the groover. So if you wanted to make a groove on the leather itself, and we already made some scratches on the table here, but that's how you do it. And this is the 905 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken. So if you actually look at it, there should be a sign here, but it looks like it's a 95 mil. And of course you have the bigger one, and this is the 115 mil. So so you get both of them, which is pretty cool. Now this one here is the glue tool. So you're gonna be putting glue on the leather, or at least in some cases you might end up putting glues. So what you do is actually you take, or you scoop it and put it on the leather on however you want to play with it. Now, these are the burnishes. I have never used these before, but if I'm not mistaken, these are used for the edges of the leather. But But again, I cannot say too much about these, so unfortunately I'm going to have to skip these. Let's see what else we're missing. Anytime you're actually going to be doing some stitching, it's much better if you actually have the cots to protect your fingers. Oh, I forgot two things to point out. So we have, for the blade that I mentioned to you, this skiving tool. So the blade, and you've got extra blades here as well, so which is cool. And the other one is, of course, the so these are the grinding and polishing tools. Whenever you're done with the work, you might want to go back and make sure that it's polished. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that these tend to be wax coated ropes, so they tend to have everything you need for when you're stitching. You want to make sure that you're using the wax rope so that it doesn't actually make the rope doesn't have any problems, or it doesn't break easily. So these actually tend to be pretty nice for this type of work. There you have it. That's pretty much what I have here. It's a 25-piece leather sewing kit. So the only thing I haven't done yet is actually try to see if these are actually working as intended. However, as you've seen with the grooving tool, that certainly is working, and I wouldn't doubt that the rest of them are working as well. My recommendation is definitely get another one of those leather needles as a set if you can, just in case, because you know, if you're in a professional manner, I'd say, you know, it's repetitive for you perhaps. You definitely would need to have extras just in case. So there you have it, and thank you very much for watching this.